The room had no entrance, no door, no window, no crack in the walls where light might sneak in. It was a perfect cube of pale stone, smooth and cool, as if it had been carved from a single thought rather than built by hands. The ceiling hovered at a height that felt intentional, not tall enough to inspire hope, not low enough to cause panic. Lena stood at the center, listening to the sound of her own breathing. She had no memory of arriving. One moment, she had been walking home beneath a sky filled with evening clouds. The next, she was here, palms pressed against stone that felt older than time. She traced the walls carefully, step by step, counting her pace. 20 steps each way, always the same. No seams, no hinges, no hidden panels. A room with no entrance also meant no exit, or so logic insisted. At first, Lena tried everything she could imagine. She pushed, scratched, whispered, shouted. Her voice returned to her unchanged, as if the room refused to hold even an echo. When she finally stopped, exhausted, the silence felt heavier than the walls. That was when she noticed something strange. The room was listening. Not in the way a person listens, but in the way a still lake listens to a stone before it breaks the surface. When Lena spoke again, softly this time, the air seemed to tighten, as if paying attention. "I don't belong here," she said. The stone beneath her feet warmed slightly. Encouraged, she talked. She spoke about her fear, her confusion, and then, without meaning to, about her life. She described the small things, the smell of rain on sidewalks, the comfort of old books, the way she always felt like she was standing just outside of something important. With every word, the room changed almost imperceptibly. The walls grew lighter, the ceiling higher. The space felt less like a box and more like a breath being held. Lena realized then that the room had no entrance because it had never been meant to be entered. It had been formed. Each thought she spoke shaped it. Each truth smoothed its edges. The room wasn't a prison. It was a reflection, built from everything she hadn't said aloud before. She walked to the center again and stood still. "I'm ready," she said, though she wasn't sure what that meant. The floor rippled like water. Where the stone parted, there was no doorway, only open space, stretching endlessly, filled with light that felt familiar rather than blinding. It wasn't an exit carved into the wall. It was the absence of the room itself. As Lena stepped forward, the walls faded, not breaking, but gently forgetting how to exist. The room with no entrance returned to what it had always been, a moment of stillness, waiting for someone brave enough to speak. And then it was gone. Not destroyed. Completed.